For this next one, we are going to be solving for when x is in the angle. So we're solving for the angle this time. But you always start every problem in this unit the exact same way. What's the opposite, what's the adjacent, and what's the hypotenuse? So in this case, the x value is going to be my reference angle. And from there, 7.4 is going to be the opposite side, and 14 is going to be the adjacent. If you're still having trouble labeling all your sides, just remember that angles are formed by the hypotenuse and the adjacent side. And directly across from the 90-degree angle is always the hypotenuse. And then that would make the 7.4 the opposite. So in this case, we have tangent, and tangent of an angle is equal to the opposite over the adjacent. We don't know the angle this time, so I'm just going to use the value x. And then the opposite is 7.4 over 14. The only way that you can break up the relationship between tangent and x is to do an inverse. So right now, the input for this function is the x value, the angle, and the output is the ratio. But when we're solving using the inverse, the input is the ratio, and then the output is going to be the angle. So that's going to be how we're going to solve for x. So anytime you're solving for an angle, you always have to use the inverse function, and you can do that by using your calculator and doing second sine, second cosine, second tangent, and you'll notice that sine will come up with a little -1 next to it, or cosine with a little -1, or tangent. All right, so that gave me x is equal to 27.859. We typically will round degrees to the nearest whole number, so that's going to be x is equal to 28 degrees.